I'm Lance Phillips. We've come a long way, but tonight's the night. The heated Crokinole match where I wipe the floor with Chris King.
I'm Chris King. I'm going to do my family lineage proud by being the Crokinole champ of the New Cap studio today.
No chance.
I come from a long line of Crokinole players.
You don't even know how to spell Crokinole.
Exactly. I just play it and win. My granddad was the king of Hines Creek, Alberta, Crokinole. So.
Hines Creek.
Hines Creek. Look it up. 50 people.
50 people. Is that bigger than Hillmond?
It would be about the same. It's
Wow.
where the train tracks end in Alberta. End of the line.
Lance Phillips, Chris King with you for The Gloves Are Off. I'm going to smoke you at Crokinole, just for the record. Like
Most likely, yes.
You don't
Most
stand
likely.
a chance.
I don't know. I got my finger warmed up.
It's a high stakes game, of course.
Yes.
So first of all, big shout out to Chris McQuid, who lined up the board for us. We sent our Gloves Are Off Twitter sent a tweet out there saying, hey, we need a board, and Chris McQuid came to the rescue.
Instantly.
Yeah, like immediately,
Yeah.
Which is fantastic. So Chris, good on you. Thank you very much. It may not come back in one piece. That's entirely possible. Might be broken over my head or Chris's. We'll see.
We might lose some pieces.
Yeah, that's a definite. Yeah. All right, listen, let's start with the Montreal Alouettes. CFL season is over, but it's not for the Alouettes. They were absolutely horrific in 2017. 3 wins, a CFL low. They've gone through 4 coaches in the last 5 years, but they've hired a new one. Mike Sherman of NFL fame is their new coach. Can he bring this team back to the promised land, Chris?
I would hope so. 3-15 is pretty awful.
No chance.
You don't think so?
Not this year.
So there's a huge problem with this team from top to bottom. Now, when you bring in a guy that's had NFL experience, Texas A&M experience, hopefully he can keep everyone on the straight and narrow and get the company to say on the same page.
Oh, they're a disaster, and they've been a disaster. They have the oldest roster in the CFL.
Yeah.
The oldest roster in the CFL. And the one thing is that if we take a look at the Toronto Argonauts, we see what Mark Trestman did for Ricky Ray's career. I mean, he had a career year, basically. Right. I don't know if Sherman can have the same effect to Darian Durant, but if he can, they're in a better place. Look, this team is not a team that's probably even going to go 500 this coming season. But if they can win 5 games or 6 games, it's probably a small victory for them.
Well, I think a big thing when you bring in a coach like him, maybe you can now recruit in some better American players.
Well, this is the thing. They have to let him recruit.
Yeah, he has to be allowed to do it. Because what if they had 6 coaches in the last 6 years?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
4
in the last 5 for sure.
Yeah, and 4 were fired partway through the season.
Yes.
So you can't even do your job. So do you think the franchise is going to stick with them long enough that he can actually turn it around?
And this is the thing that would be kind of daunting if I'm Sherman coming into the fold here, that, they haven't let a coach go through an entire season for 5 years almost. Yeah. So, I'd be like, oh, okay, he made the point that what made his mind up was the city of Montreal, and he was glad to come here. And that's a good thing, because the Owls certainly aren't a team that's enticing to come to unless he's thinking he can rebuild them. He has to be involved in the recruiting process. You have to let him bring players in and get that team to where if he's not part of the recruiting process, they're done. And that's all there is to it. They don't stand a chance. That's not a team that's going to go anywhere in the East this coming year, but small steps, and this might be the start of it.
Yeah. Evan Longoria this weekend was traded from the Tampa Bay Rays to the New York...
The Giants,
the New York Giants. They are the San Francisco Giants. Does this make the Giants a contender now in the NL? Because they've kind of been floundering the last
There's
little while.
a lot of pieces here that need to be... This is a big step. I mean, they had Pablo Sandoval finish the year at third base for the Giants. That. This is a significant step up. The only drawback here is that Longoria had a year that he'd like to forget in 2017. I mean, it was the first time in 10 years, in his 10-year career, he has been below average.
Yep.
The benefit for the Giants is they're going to get a guy who can hit 20 home runs, because none of those guys did last year. I think they were lowest in Major League Baseball for home runs hit, and Longoria is going to give them a boost that way. Defensively, he's going to be a big help. Is he the piece that gets them over the hump? No. They still need great pitching.
I would agree with you. I don't think he gets them over the hump, but he makes them a legit competitor now. He's played 156 games every season, which is amazing. Now, he was not great last year on a not great ball club. I think when you get traded, you're a little bit rejuvenated. You want to prove your worth. I think he's going to be huge for them. And as you said, when you go from Pablo Sandoval to Longoria, that's like apples to bananas.
Their third baseman combined, because I believe Arroyo played some third base as well, who's one of the pieces that actually are going back to the Rays. Their third baseman combined for a .568 on-base plus slugging percentage, which is the lowest in Major League Baseball. Longoria can only help them on the offensive side. He can only help them, provided he has a better year than he did in 2017, which I would expect that he will in the National League. But the San Francisco Giants' success is still hinged a lot on their pitching. I mean, Johnny Cueto in there, Madison Bumgarner, those are two guys that make a big difference for them. I mean, even Jeff Samardzija has to have a good season.
Yeah. And I think you look at Posey. Posey's going to be a lot better.
Sure.
Having a little protection in there. I think that makes their batting lineup deeper, and you always get more fastballs when you have better hitters in your lineup.
That's fair. He still is not a guy who's going to take them over the hump, but it's a step in the right direction for the Giants, a team that, you know, aren't that far off a World Series win, realistically. Sunday night may have been one of the biggest fiascos in NFL football. Raiders and Cowboys, fourth quarter, tied 17-17. The Cowboys are faced with 4th and 1, and they got it. But they only got it because the official used an index card to actually measure for the first down. Chris, is that sort of thing something that is necessary, that we pull out an index card to rule whether it's a first down or not? They brought the chains out.
The chains are out. The football's almost touching. And yet you bring a piece of paper, you fold it up, and then you say, yeah, that's good for a first down. The rule is the tip of the football. Was it not touching?
Just like put the chain down. If this is the football and the chain goes down, if it hits it, it's a first down. If it doesn't, it's not a first down. I don't understand that. And that had the Raiders. They lost the game.
Yeah.
They were incensed over it, and I don't blame them.
And the players are all screaming, waiting for that call to happen. And then, of course,
a piece of paper that can bend, that can flex. You might not even put it down straight with the line. It's ridiculous.
So I don't know if the refs were trying to follow the rule book word for word, or if they just weren't confident in it.
Rule book.
But what makes a ref say, hey, you know what? I think we're going to go get a cue card out and double check this. They should be confident enough that, yeah, that's a first down. Like,
there's nothing in the rule book.
Is it not embarrassing to the refs that they have to go do that?
No, it's fully it should be fully embarrassing. And the NFL needs to step up, and there needs to be some consequences for officials who pull stupidity like that. Right. If you can't judge whether it's a first down or not by putting the pole down on the ground, the chain marker down on the ground, then you should probably hang up your hat. You're done.
Yeah.
Bring in the replacement officials. Just bring them in.
You might be going back to XFL games to learn your training. That's what it comes down to.
What are you doing if you're in that position?
I'm calling it a first down right away. That's on the monitor.
Or not.
Yeah, make a call, live with it. If the NFL is upset about it, they'll contact you after, they'll review the play. That's how it should work.
Listen, if the officials make that call on the field, whatever way they decide to make it without the piece of paper, there's nothing. That's it. That's the call. And nobody's incensed about it. The fact that they pulled out a piece of paper is ridiculous. Tell me about our next topic, Mr. Kinger.
They had another ridiculous call, in my opinion, in the Steelers-Patriots games this weekend.
Everybody's opinion.
The Steelers were marching down in the fourth quarter. They looked to have what was a touchdown, by almost everyone's opinion, called back, which ended up costing them the game. Lance, did that call cost them the game?
Yeah, of course it did. That was a score. I don't know. I mean, I understand that the NFL's rules state that that's not a score. That is a score. Fix the rule. That is insanity. He crossed the plane with the ball in his hand. It doesn't matter what happens after that.
Now, I'm biased. You know I'm a Steelers fan. I have a problem with the difference between a catch and a run. Because if you run with the ball and you reach through the end zone and you fall out of the side of the end zone, it's a touchdown. You broke the plane.
Right.
But on the catch, he caught it. He reached. He broke the plane. It's a touchdown.
What do you want me to tell you? It's a full NFL gaffe. 2 in 1 week. That's a touchdown. Yeah. I mean, it angers me even to be here discussing it because it's a touchdown.
Yeah.
Give them the score. And of course, that has people incensed with the Patriots, of course, like yourself.
Yeah, because the league's now favoring the Patriots, obviously.
Yeah,
like always.
That's not the case, though. I mean, there's a rule in place, and the rule is what's being questioned here, and it's got to be changed. It's like the overtime rule. Both teams need to have the ball. I don't care if the first team scores or not. You need to give the other team the ball. They have to have a chance to score.
But this is part of the problem with instant replay is the rules are now so defined that the refs know that should have counted, but by rule -3-4, it's not a TD until he comes down under control. Like it's very frustrating to watch. As a fan, just NFL has gone so far with the replay.
It's frustrating for fans. It's frustrating for players. And, a lot of people give the NHL grief on a lot of their rules, but at least the NHL is progressive in trying to change things. It seems like the NFL is fully stagnant on these rules. This is a rule that should have been changed eons ago.
Yeah.
Eons ago. It's absolutely insane that they've gone this far, and that cost them a game. Imagine that was a playoff game.
Well, it was home field advantage for the playoffs.
Totally it was.
So now the Steelers have to go on the road.
Which is still bad. But if it's a playoff game, what if it's a Super Bowl?
Yeah. I think if it's a Super Bowl, that ends up being a 10-minute review is what happens.
And they come up with the same conclusion.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're right. They would.
The Vegas Golden Knights, as of Wednesday, are in first place in the Western Conference, co-owners of that position. That is not a lie. They actually are, which is unbelievable. Chris, are you surprised this team is where they are at this point in the season?
I'm extremely surprised. The franchise...
How can you be surprised?
I didn't think this team would even make playoffs. When I saw the guys that they're putting together and what they were doing in terms of waiving guys...
They've gone from rags to riches.
Yeah.
They've gone from rags to riches.
And they're playing well. No one's in the top 30 of scoring for these guys, but yet they score as a team, and they're scoring on pace the most per game in the NHL, which I also did not see coming.
Listen to this. Jonathan Marchessault, pardon me, points per game 3. James Neal is, sorry, that's not points per game, pardon me. So points, Marchessault has 31, Neal 27, Carlson 27, David Perron 27, Riley. This is a balanced attack from this team, a very balanced attack. I don't think anyone should be surprised that this has happened. I mean, you could make that case very early in the season when they assembled the roster. Right. A lot of people are like, no, there's no chance. But at this point in the year, the way they've played, there's nobody that should be surprised this team is where they are.
Yeah, and as you said, the depth has been the huge thing for them, that they get 4 lines of production. If you look at the top teams in the NHL right now, 4 lines is what does it. You can't have just one line.
They were rolling out a kid that had played in the WHL to start in goal because they had no goaltenders.
Yes.
It's amazing what they've done. It's incredible. I guess you can make the point to some degree it is a little bit surprising. But it's not when you look at this roster and you take a look at the guys they have and you take a look at what they've done. It's amazing.
And defensively, I wouldn't say they've been fantastic. They're winning games by the scoring. If you look at their defensive numbers, they're not leading the NHL in any of those numbers at all.
No, for sure. I mean, it's just impressive to see this team do this well at this point in the season. I mean, they're a playoff team.
Yeah, and that's exciting for the NHL because now you can expand to other places.
Oh, it gives other expansion teams, and a lot of this too is think about the moves they made when they acquired these players. I mean, a lot of people probably some of these guys are like, that is a harebrained choice. Is it a harebrained choice now?
They were laughing at all those moves. People are just taking shots at them left, right, and center.
That's the sign of a great general manager who knows what he wants. He got a ton of draft picks in the lottery, or not in the lottery, pardon me, in the expansion draft. He got a ton of draft picks. This team is set up to be good years down the road.
Yeah, and that's exciting for them.
No joke.
Carmelo Anthony took just 6 shots on Monday night versus the Denver Nuggets. Lance, is it okay for your superstar to take 6 shots?
Absolutely not. There's no way that's okay. Do you think it's okay?
I don't. I think this is a product of a dysfunctional team is what I think it is.
I think it's a product of Phil Jackson. Okay. His time in the Knicks. Listen,
you think Phil Jackson ruined Carmelo Anthony?
I think to some degree the Knicks have ruined Carmelo Anthony. Look, you can't have your superstar taking 6 shots in a game for 4 points. I believe he only took 2 in the second half and missed both of them. One was a wide open 3 in the fourth quarter. Look, you can't have it. He's a complimentary player on this roster, basically.
Right. He's still a big 3.
He's a huge 3, is what he is. They beat that team. They beat him by 1 point. They beat Denver by 1 point. That's a team you need to murder. That's a team you need to murder. And the fact that Carmelo Anthony's cool with taking 6 shots because they got the win is insane. It's absolutely insane.
I think the biggest problem is you have 2 of the most selfish players in the NBA playing together in Russell Westbrook and Carmelo Anthony. Neither one of those guys likes to share the ball. Right. So I think at some point, Carmelo just said, you know what? I'm done with this. I'm not playing tonight.
Here's what he says. I'm good with that. If we win, I'm cool with that, man. Anthony said of his shot total. So this is on Westbrook. He had it going, and anytime he has it going, we just got to space it out, play off him, let him work. The ball will find us. That's because Westbrook is a ball hog.
Yeah, and Westbrook's going to the rim every time. If you were playing off him and spacing it out, you would have took 7, 8 threes that game.
Yeah, no question. The fact remains, though, is that you can't have one of your best players taking 6 shots a game.
No. As a coach, I'm having that lecture.
I nearly said something else there.
As a coach, you're having a lecture, right? On our level, if my best player takes 6
How
shots,
are you getting through to guys like Carmelo Anthony as a coach? Are you getting through to those guys?
I don't.
You're
a
a coach. You think you're getting through to him?
Not to him. I don't think he cares at this point. I think he's just doing what he wants to do. And that's why I wouldn't have him on my team if I was trying to make a playoff
So
run.
what do you do if you're OKC? You need to make a playoff run. You picked a guy from the Knicks who arguably is one of the best players in the league. I mean, maybe not anymore, but he certainly was.
Well, and they brought in Paul George, but they're outside the playoffs right now. Like, they're outside the playoffs. So is this working, or are you going to blow it up?
What an awful situation. Albert coming up on the other side. Coconut game is nearly here. I'm going to crush you.
No way.
We're back. You can keep your gloves on, but ours are off.
Albert joins us, loaded up today. Are you sick?
I'm real sick. This is from my kids, in case you didn't notice. It's not like you, self-inflicted.
Hey, there's mail.
Toronto Argonauts.
Never self-inflicted. I'm sorry, you are first today.
Me,
I
yeah.
apologize.
Sick person goes first.
That's sick person goes first.
Paul Hollingsworth. We're getting it out here. It's coming out. 13,804 tonight in Ottawa. I get the we need a downtown rink argument, but from 2005, 2006 to 2015-16, 11 seasons, the Sens have averaged 18,861. Apparently, it wasn't an issue then.
I don't know what to make of this, because that tweet is bang on the money. They never had a problem with attendance until recently. So what's the deal? I mean, that rink is way out in Canada. It's a ways away. And, you know, the Breton Flats Arena would definitely help them, but...
We've talked about this a few times.
We have.
It has to be location. Like, it just has to be.
I'm not convinced on that.
Then there's got to be
totally
some underlying
You've got
issue that
mail.
the fans are not going to support their team. Do they not like the owner?
It's possible. Oh, the owner. So Eugene Melnyk has alienated fans.
Yes.
I mean, he is definitely. I believe there's something in here about that. Okay, this is Rick Swan at Swan1585. So this is the head coach and general manager of the Bonnyville Pontiacs. Listen, this tweet is really good, and I think it speaks a lot to the culture that they have up there in Bonnyville. Be an encourager. It is far more effective to be a person who encourages others than it is to spend one's time finding faults, criticizing, or judging people. Not only will you feel better about yourself as a result of being a force for good, you'll be making a positive difference in people's lives. Refuse to put people down. Refuse to judge those who aren't exactly like you. Refuse to do to others what you wouldn't like done to you. Remember that everyone lives their lives in a way that reflects what they've learned from life experience. Not everyone thinks the same. Not everyone knows what you know. Not everyone has the same level of awareness. Help people live their lives in a positive way by encouraging more of what you'd like to see in the world. Lift people up. Raise people's spirits. Make friends, not enemies. Help educate people by being a good example. Be kind. Be encouraging. Be honest. Be tolerant. Inspire others to live with integrity. Lead by example.
Is that in their locker room?
I don't believe it is, but I'm not 100% sure about that. I've been in their locker room. I haven't seen it.
That-
There are lots of inspirational quotes in their locker room, but I have not seen
Mail
it.
in the beak.
Ultimately, that's what coaching's about. That's what sport's about.
It is 100%.
Becoming a better person. We talk about it all the time. That's an amazing quote.
It's unbelievable. I have saved that one because I try to read it often. And I know we have an opinion show here,
Right.
And sometimes our opinions may reflect as negative. They're not,
Right.
always that way, of course. But that's a heck of a quote.
That's strong.
It is, and if you know Rick Swan at all, you understand that makes a lot of sense coming from him.
Yeah. Well, that's phenomenal. I might be stealing that, by the way.
You're welcome to.
I got Jordan Tutu here. 7 years clean and sober.
That's awesome.
Remarkable.
It really is. I mean, 2 inspirational things back to back. Listen, I mean, we recently saw ESPN's president resign
Skipper.
for substance abuse, the skipper.
Yeah.
I mean, and people are mocking him. And look, substance abuse is a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, and I sat down with Theo Fleury, had what I would classify as a real inspirational interview discussing substance abuse, alcohol abuse, drug abuse with him because of what he went through.
Yeah.
And it's not something that you can, just, you're a waste. It's not like that.
No.
You have to be tolerant of this kind of stuff.
And it's something that affects you forever. Like I watched Skipper talk last year. I would have never known that he had abuse issues, right?
way.
But it's something that you have to deal with your whole life. It doesn't just go away.
Yeah, and you know, I think to some degree, if you were to ask him, I think he'd tell you deep down that he feels better because he's come out with it.
Hey, there's
Weight
mail.
off his chest.
100%, 100%. Okay, this is sad news. So this comes from the CCAA, at CCAA Sports ACSC. Our deepest condolences to the family and friends of Bridget and Zara Chambers, as well as the at Keyano Huskies. We are so sorry for your loss. So this comes with recent news that Bridget and Zara, who are part of a triplet, were killed in a car accident about 95 kilometers south of Fort Mac. Both play on the soccer team at Keyano.
You've
really
got
sad news.
mail.
Must hit home somewhat for you being a college coach.
Yeah, and it's a hard pill to swallow anytime, but it's really tough when these kids are heading home for the holidays to see their family. End of a semester, the whole college is shook from it for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Crokinole coming up on the other side, and Chris is going down. That is for sure.
If you can't score, you might as well drop the gloves.
It's not very often we start way over here. Normally we're kind of in this range. We're starting over here right now. It's a little bit different.
It's because it's time for the main event.
It is time for the main. Listen, and this is something we've been wanting to do for a while, is have, be able to do things other than sitting at this desk. So, we've set up the Coors Light. I'm so used to Coors Light. The Country 95 Christmas comfort zone over there that we're going to go over to right now. And,
Much better.
Yeah,
Let's
the Crokinole game. Of course, the cables are dangling. Don't step on my cable.
Too late.
I got my hot toddy.
Mine is cold.
Is it?
Yep.
Cold
It's
toddy.
good.
This is the Crokinole board generously donated by Chris McQuid. I'm just going to get my mind set here.
Do we need a clarification of the rules here for the rook?
I think we're good. We kind of talked about this beforehand. And listen, this all came because I had made a point about Tiger Woods that moving the needle, whether he plays Crokinole or golf.
Yep.
And of course, Chris Archer, one of our loyal viewers, made the point about Crokinole, whatever sport that, and it kind of made it so it kind of ran of its own volition here. So
Yeah.
listen, we have to dictate who goes first. That's a critical part to this.
Well, hold on.
Who goes first?
I can't start unless. Is there going to be a wager on this?
Yes. What do you want to do? We need to.
Well, I have a lovely Pittsburgh Steelers shirt that I'd love to see you wear if I won. Is that fair?
Yeah. Yes, it is, because I have a lovely Calgary Flames jersey that I would like for you to wear if you win, and you can wear it on our next show, which actually will be after Christmas.
That's disgusting, but yes.
Yes.
Deal.
Okay, that's it. We're gonna shake on this.
Let go of my hand.
I feel like Donald Trump. Okay, listen. So who goes first? It's critical. It's critical. So we're gonna do rock paper scissors. We're doing two to the
1-2 show.
1-2 show. Okay, ready?
Always rock, baby. Always rock.
Should have gone paper. Okay, so you're first.
So from what my scouts tell me, I just won the game basically because I'm going first.
That's possible. It's possible. Listen, so yeah, you know how the rules work. I have to hit your, what do you call these things? Biscuit? I have to hit your biscuit.
My Crokinole piece, but I don't know.
I have to hit your biscuit.
Okay, well, I'm just going to fire it in the center.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's not a good start.
That's
not a great start to the game, just so you know.
Little nervous. Yeah, I felt the pressure.
Fine. No, that's good. So, that's an even worse start. I got nervous.
The anxiety at this table is palpable. Ooh.
Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, you have to hit mine now.
Oh, I forgot about that.
That's a key part of this game.
You really screwed me, man.
It's going to be tough for you here.
I can play a combo, right? Like I can combo onto yours?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
I believe that your biscuit has to hit mine. That's a shame.
That's bad.
That's a shame.
This is what they call playing like a wussy by Lance.
Oh, that's
hey, why
too
don't you
bad.
keep hiding in that 5 spot over there?
That's too bad. Ooh,
All right.
that didn't work out how I'd hoped.
Now we're talking.
Actually, this guy's out because he's on the line.
Okay.
Oh, that's too bad.
My flicker appears to be a little
my
crooked.
flicker. I'm going to show you how this works right now.
Ooh,
That didn't work the way I wanted both those out.
I take back what I said about making my family proud.
Lineage, I believe, was the word you used, which is a great word, by the way.
Yeah, I learned it in grade 2.
Now I'm in trouble here. I'm in big trouble. I got to get up.
Yes.
I got to get the squat
Look at this
going.
athletic yoga pose coming here.
Squat.
It's a Lance word dog.
Ah!
Okay, I am also going to line this up because I'm in some serious trouble here. Does that count?
I think that counts. I believe that counts.
That was a
But
misfire.
now you've put me in a good spot here.
Double takeout raise.
I think so. I think so. Ah, I took my own out. Oh, man. I'm sweating. Sweating here. Oh, that's a tough shot. That's a
Okay.
tough shot right there.
I feel like the chirps I'm going to get for this poorly played game are going to be quite high.
You're breaking equipment.
Oh, it
skipped right
ramped.
over.
That
It
ramped.
skipped right over.
Ramping is a reshot, is it not?
I don't believe ramping is a reshot.
Jim, what's the rules on that?
Jim, we need an official ruling. Is that a reshot? We need to know.
Ramping.
Jim, give us the ruling. Jim's not getting involved. He's like, I have no say in this. Yes!
Okay, little excited, little excited.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's great. It just opened me for a quadruple takeout. Okay,
Oh,
ramped
good
again.
shot.
I gotta.
That was that piece that we nearly lost. All right. Oh, that's going to be tough. That's going to be tough to get out of there. That one's going to be greasy. Ooh,
I cannot make a corner shot. I don't.
I know. I know you can't.
This is this. I'm not sure what they call this other than a beatdown, but
Oh, that's too bad. That's a shame.
this is ridiculous.
Do I have last shot?
You got last shot.
I do have
you don't
last
even
shot.
got to shoot it, really.
Just going to get into my put out the vibe pose here. This is my
The vibe is I'm not great
putting
at
out
this.
the vibe, putting out the vibe pose. Oh, all right. Should we tally up the score? Should
Sure.
we tally up the score?
It doesn't look great.
I don't know what you call this. I don't know whether you call that an end or a game.
I hope that's not the game.
No, it's not. What we should have set a score that we were going to.
Well, at this rate, it's going to have to be 500.
What do you want to go to? You want to go to? You want to go to? I was going to say 50, but I think I already eclipsed that.
I think you did eclipse
Okay,
that.
so listen. This 5 cancels out this 5.
Okay, I'm not even sure if I got that or if that was a bonus piece.
Well, we don't know. So that's 30. That's 50. So 55-0 currently is the score, and it's not for Chris. Not in Chris's favor.
Oh, that flame shirt's gonna.
All right.
And remember, I'm a piece down.
We'll just keep playing till Aaron and Blake tell us we're out of time.
Okay. I feel like this board was rigged a little bit here. But
You think so?
yeah, no, just the angles.
Yeah.
It's okay
So
though. Home court.
because I won that, you can go first. Oh, that's a pretty good one.
It's not bad.
All
That's
right,
off, right?
All right.
All right.
I believe we have a couple of minutes left. That's a good shot. We got to get through this. But you've got a lot to score.
This is the speed round. This is the speed
This
round.
is like me running the football. I'm just wearing time off the clock right now.
Ooh, I was told that that's what I need to do.
That's a big problem. That's not what you need to do.
No, okay, that just about broke a cup.
Like a bullet ricocheting off the mug. Oh!
Okay, I'm getting the angles down a little. What a disgrace.
Oh, that touched. That touched.
Okay, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, now I'm dialed in.
Yeah, you're dialed into the. You're in the zone.
It's like I got freaking laser beams right here.
All I asked for is a guy with freaking laser beams
That did
attached
not
to his
touch.
fingers. your nails sore yet?
Not yet. I haven't really like spiked one.
Oh, we have 5 minutes. We got lots of time. How about that one, baby? You're going to look good in that Flames jersey.
How many
Inger's
people
gonna
are
look
falling
real
asleep
good
right now watching
in that
this
Flames
beatdown?
jersey? I got to hit this grease ball over here, though. I'm going to go right through here.
No.
This is a skill shot.
You're going to take out yours.
Only like a few men in the world know how to do this shot. And I am not one of them.
And you are not one of them.
I am not one of them.
You are not a Dos Equis. I don't know if like my flicking style, like I gotta kind of.
It could be the flicking style you're using.
Kind of like half gangster flicking this.
Might be the flicking style. Oh, that was pretty good.
Boom.
Whatever flicking style you use there, I would go with it.
I can just envision the chirp show that I'm gonna get from this.
Oh, yours are in a real greasy location there. Oh, I thought you had it.
Do we know what an actual game goes to? Like, what's the actual regular number?
I believe it goes to 300. No, I don't.
That's
actually
darts.
know that. I'm not sure.
180.
Darts is next. Darts is next.
I feel like if we get into pub games, that's a little more my genre.
Darts is next. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. This is going to be tough. I'm going to show you how this works, Kinger.
That was fluky.
That's just skill. You know what you've done here, Kinger?
I've essentially set myself up to lose. Oh.
Okay, so
if I play
you
this,
have another shot.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I shouldn't, because I shot first.
Yeah, how do you have last shot?
I thought you lost one of my
Are you
rocks.
pulling biscuits
pulled an
off
extra
the board?
piece because I thought you threw one of them over there.
He's cheating. He's like the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's pulling biscuits off the board to play them.
The ramp shot. Okay, so
all right, so
you got another 5.
Those 2 5 cancels out, and I have another 5. So it's currently 60-0.
Crokinole played to 100. That was
Crokinole was
fantastic.
played to 100. Well,
at this rate,
that's good for me, not so good for you.
By January 1st, I should have 100 points total.
Listen, I want to send out props to my grandmother. She taught me how to play Crokinole. Taught me everything I know about Crokinole. She's no longer with us, but she sure knows the game. She taught me how to iron shirts too and bake lemon meringue pies.
She's a good lady. I'll tell you what she didn't tell you how to do is not how to cheat, because look at this. I am missing a piece.
So it's right there on the ground.
Oh yeah, so you throw it over there.
That's the one that ricocheted off.
So now we know what's going on here.
No, you didn't have last shot. You shot first. You're still trying to cheat.
How did I not have a piece?
We got 2 minutes left. You're up first again. You got to score 60 points.
Oh my God.
Listen, when we're done here, I'm going to teach you some strategy.
Listen, I know what I'm trying to do. I just can't do it.
It's okay. I'm going to... Oh! All right, here we go. Here we go. Oh, I almost put you in the center there. You need to get them in the center. You need to start landing them in right away. You're in big trouble. That's too bad. Oh, that wasn't very good either.
How much do you guys practice that play in the World Championships?
There's no practicing. It's just, they just go for it.
Just get them out.
Just go for it.
So my granddad used to play this all the time, and I never won. I know, real shocking from the performance today.
Okay.
I also hated playing it with them because I always lost.
I'm flicking. My flicking's on point.
Yeah,
right
you're
now.
dialed in.
I'm
You're
dialed in. Watch
yeah.
this flick. I got a feeling this one's going right in the center. Oh, my flicking.
What the?
I've never seen that before. I've never seen that
McQuinn, what did you do to this table? Okay.
I need an explanation on what is going on with this piece right here.
That's a Mighty Ducks flip puck, knuckle puck, if you will. That's going to cause an accident. Okay.
30 seconds, Kinger. We got to bang out these pieces.
Boom. Takeout.
Oh, yeah.
Not a takeout.
I dropped a piece.
I got 2 left. Lance does not do well with pressure.
Oh!
That's a fan. That was a fan.
Oh, I got a freebie. Oh!
Okay.
70, 80 to nothing, sir.
Ooh, my pride is hurt.
Calgary Flames going to look good on that man right there. That is for sure.
That was embarrassing. That was really embarrassing.
We're going to have another game of something soon.
Not Crokinole. Whew.
We're back, and the gloves are still off.
Just going to recap the score of our Crokinole game. Do you recall what it was?
I blacked out.
He's sour.
That was as disappointed as I've ever been.
I believe the score was 80-0.
I feel like you were practicing all weekend though, or something.
I didn't. I don't have a Crokinole board. That board's been in here the whole time.
I'm gonna double check that with McQuid.
Okay, listen. A couple of things on the rules of Crokinole. Okay, so first of all, it's not called ramping, and it's not called, but actually they're not called biscuits either. They're called discs. But I still like biscuits, so I'm going to go with that. Listen, it's not called ramping, but caroms are allowed.
Okay.
So bouncing off the post or off another disc does count if you hit one of the discs.
And if it leaves the playing surface like mine
Yeah,
did?
I believe that it's out. That might be a home run.
Okay, yeah, I'll take that. Or like in cricket, the 6s and 4s. Maybe?
Have you ever played cricket?
Yeah,
Cricket's
I lived in Australia for a year.
Okay, so there's a high probability that Chris says he's an expert at bar games. Pub games.
Yeah, decent. I spent some time in a bar pub.
So darts, you say you're good at darts.
I think better than that. I'm going to score a point at least.
Right. Okay, so we have a
180.
dartboard, but we don't actually have darts, so we're going to need some darts.
You know what? I have some darts.
Okay, sweet. Okay, listen. So we're gonna take some time here because this is a segment that someone wanted to get on top of.
Yeah, good friend of mine, Scott Forster, has been dying to know what our top 5 sports movies are. So we're gonna hit him up.
Let's get it going. There's a bit of a theme with mine.
Okay.
Would you like me to start or would you like to? Okay.
You know what? You're the lead. Let's
At number 5. At number 5, I have 42. This Jackie Robinson's story. It is an unbelievable movie. It's an incredible story, and it really, to some degree, brings to life what Jackie Robinson went through as an African-American baseball player in an all-white league. And in a time when he was not welcome.
That movie was unbelievable. I didn't realize all of that happened. I thought the movie did a great job of portraying what happened to him.
All right, and it's unbelievable.
Great number 5. So my number 5, I wanted to keep it spread out, respect all the sports. So my number 5, White Men Can't Jump. This was my high school present from Mr. Cardis. My favorite basketball movie because it has like the cons, it has a little bit of basketball.
What about Hoosiers?
I liked Hoosiers, but White Men Can't Jump is hilarious. And it's an all-time classic. You can watch it over and over.
I feel like anyone who's watched my number 4 and has heard the quotes understands why this is my number 4. It's Any Given Sunday.
Yes.
Al Pacino is unbelievable in this movie. And one of the scenes that I love about it is the guy's eyeball that pops out in the end zone. Like nobody's eyeball pops out in football, but the fact that it did is unbelievable.
And there's a few other gross injuries in that.
Yeah, there for sure are. The eyeball's incredible, and someone just picks it up off the turf.
Yeah, Pacino's speeches were.
Yeah, they're incredible. Any Given Sunday.
So I'm going to stay with the football for my number 4. My number 4 is Remember the Titans.
Very good.
Once again, some great speeches. I thought it was one of the more put together sports movies.
I'm moving from football. My number 3 is Tin Cup. Oh. Yes, the McAvoy story. The fact that one scene where he continually tries to 3-wood it to the green and he takes like 6 attempts is unbelievable. It's incredible. And when he finally lands it, it's the story. It's the story because he took so many chances to get there and nobody's done that. Yeah. It's incredible. Tin Cup's amazing.
That is one of my favorite movies as well. My brother's a real life Tin Cup. Every time we play, goes for it.
You hate him, don't you?
I do.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with my number 3, Major League.
Major League is solid.
Charlie Sheen was awesome in it.
Major League is solid.
It's funny. It's got the baseball kind of locker room drama.
Yeah.
You get to see kind of what their everyday life's like, and a team of misfits really coming together.
No, it's true. This guy here is dead. Cross him off then.
Serrano wants a live chicken.
Yeah. Help me now. You know what, Joe Boo. Okay, number 2 for me. Remember the Titans. I had trouble between number 2 and number 1 here. Remember the Titans. I'm a big fan of like drama sports movies, right? So, 42, Remember the Titans. Any Given Sunday has quite a bit of drama in it as well. Remember the Titans is amazing, though. It's an incredible movie. Again, a time when two schools were forced to combine white and blacks, and it's just unbelievable what happened.
Yeah, and it really pulls at your heartstrings as that
totally
movie moves along, especially with the injury to Bertier, right?
Yep.
So my number 2, once again, staying with the sports comedy, Slapshot.
Yeah, I can't do it.
I grew up with, I think I watched Slapshot a million times. I think it's the only thing that you got to watch on the bus when you went to hockey.
Right.
Now when you watch it, it's a little offside for sure. Okay. But at that time, all the hockey penalty and jokes, I had a lot of fun watching that.
It's funny, but I can't bring it into my top 5. Like when I think of like the best sports movies, my number 1, and I feel like people who've heard my list so far have seen a theme. And there's one movie that's not on that. There's a lot of good sports movies, but there's one in particular that I feel like should be on everybody's list. My number 1 is Rudy. Rudy is hands down the best sports movie I have ever watched. It's an incredible story, and it's true, which is unbelievable.
Yeah.
The true story of a guy who walked on to Notre Dame and did what he did. It's unbelievable.
Overcoming all those odds, right? Yeah.
It's incredible.
I would say I've probably watched that 100 times as well.
I never get sick of it. I can watch it 100 more and I'll never get sick of it.
So my number 1 is For Love of the Game, as I mentioned last week. I'm a big
Rudy
fan.
Wasn't even on your list.
I'm a big fan of When the Love, and there's a ton of sports psychology in this. I really liked how they showed what a pitcher's thinking, clearing the mechanism. I got introduced to this at 16 years old, and I thought it just really hit home for me. And it's Kevin Costner in any baseball movie is good. Yep. Bull Durham, amazing. Field of Dreams, amazing. Yep. This is the one that just really hits home for me.
Do you have any honorable mentions?
I had Bull Durham on my honorable mention.
Okay.
It was a really tough one between that and White Man Can't Jump.
Okay,
what about yourself?
It's interesting. So there's obviously a lot of sports movies I haven't seen. I had 4. We Are Marshall is another great football movie that I loved. Jerry Maguire is a great sports movie.
Show Me the Money.
Yeah, for sure. Show me the money! Like, it's unreal. Moneyball, speaking of money, Moneyball is good. And this is one that I think flies under the radar, but it's a really great drama sports movie, The Wrestler. I feel like a lot of people forget about The Wrestler.
I found The Wrestler tough to watch.
It's a hard movie to watch. Like it's incredible to see, and it makes you believe probably to some extent what wrestlers actually went through back in those days.
Yeah, because I think now they think that wrestling is all showmanship.
Sure.
Whereas back then, those are real chairs getting broken.
You can make a case for Caddyshack. There's some movies I haven't seen, like Raging Bull.
That's a good one.
Chariots of Fire I haven't seen, so I can't rate them, but those are my top 5. Rudy is absolutely incredible.
And once again, our personal opinion.
Blake thinks Air Bud should be there. Like, we're gonna have a chat. Blake, our director, we're having a chat with him after this. No Rudy, Chris.
No Rudy, no.
We're back, and the gloves are still off.
So listen, big shout out to Scott Forrester, your buddy, who thought of the idea of Christmas movies. Speaking of Christmas movie, Die Hard is not a Christmas movie.
It is not.
It is not a Christmas movie.
No, but it's fun to watch.
Yeah, my buddies are going to be up in arms when they hear that I'm saying it's not a Christmas movie. I'd be disowned as a friend. Listen, so yeah, big shout out to Scott. And really, I'm hoping that we'll get tweets in from Scott and other people out there to rank their 5 best Christmas movies.
Yeah.
Why do we keep saying Christmas movies?
Well,
5 best sports movies.
Because it's Christmas time. We're in
I
the
guess
giving
so.
season.
I guess so.
We want to see it.
So tweet out to us at Gloves TV and send us your 5 best sports movies, your 5 favorite sports movies in order, and we're going to use them on the next show because I want to see what other people out there are consider sports movies that are great.
Yeah, there's a ton of them. There's a ton of them.
You can consider my CPCA mini documentary sports movie if you like. Nobody's voting for that. Nobody. Okay, listen, we're going to do some shock, no shock, and then we're going to do a little fun Christmas wish thing. This is our last show before Christmas. Okay? So, I'll start off with shock. Not shocked. The Islanders win a bid to build a new arena on the Belmont Horse Racetrack grounds.
Not shocked.
What?
I'm not shocked that they got out of their deal. I'm a little shocked that it was on the grounds, which means where are those grounds moving to, I guess?
Who cares? Honestly, who cares?
Fair. It is shocking that they got out of that.
I don't find this shocking.
How so?
I don't find this shocking because this is a team that desperately needs a new home, and they're doing whatever they can. Look at that Barclays Center is an atrocity for hockey. It's pathetic.
Yeah.
And they clearly can't go back to their old arena because it is decrepit and falling down. Like it essentially could collapse at any moment.
Yeah.
So this is great news. I'm not shocked to hear it, but it is good news for the Islanders. They're obviously a staple in the NHL, and they need a new home. So
Yeah, they're not going away.
No. Nor should they. And it gives John Tavares more reason to stay.
Yeah, and that you got to keep your key players.
You're not kidding.
ultimately. Kobe Bryant had his number 8 and number 4 jersey retired
24?
this week. Sorry, 8 and 24 retired. Are you shocked or not shocked that the Lakers retired both his jerseys?
That's a good one. Not shocked. I'm not shocked by that. I mean, if you're going to retire one, you pretty much have to retire the other.
Yeah, I don't know how this has gone in the past. Like in MJ, I think they just retired 23,
Yeah.
but those are 2 Hall of Fame careers. 3 rings, 2 rings. What do you got next?
Floyd Money Mayweather is reportedly in talks about making a deal to fight in the UFC.
That's shocking.
That is absolutely shocking.
He would get destroyed.
He'd get murdered. But if you think about it, what does Floyd Mayweather care about?
Money.
Money. And if he signs to fight in the UFC, whether he gets obliterated or not, he will make $1 billion. In
Yeah.
3 or 4 fights, he'll make $1 billion.
I just don't quite understand why he needs to make more money.
I don't know either.
Okay.
Let's bang it one more here.
Yeah, I got our old friend Vince Carter.
Yes.
Is talking about it's going to happen again in terms of playing for the Toronto Raptors. Do you think this is actually going to happen? The guy's almost done his career.
First of all, I'm not shocked to hear him talk about that. And secondly, I do believe it'll happen. I believe he'll sign a one-day contract because that's all the Raps should give him.
For
a
retirement.
one-day contract to retire. That's it. Not play. I don't want to see that guy in the court.
Yeah,
I don't care.
He put Canada on the map for basketball.
Sure he did. So sign him to a one-day and retire a Raptor. That's
Okay.
fine. Listen, real quick, let's do a Christmas wish. This is actually your idea, which is
Yeah.
a great one. So, our last show before Christmas, what are you wishing for?
Yeah, just a safe Christmas to all the athletes at Lakeland, making sure everyone's safe getting home, especially after the things that have happened this past week. So hopefully everyone has a safe Christmas and enjoys time with their family. What about
Very
yourself?
nice. So my Christmas wish is just to all our viewers. Always really appreciate you watching our show. We appreciate people chiming in. Without you, we really don't have a show, and we really appreciate it. So, keep the tweets coming, keep the emails coming. Whether it's love or hate, we like it all. Thanks very much, and have a wonderful Christmas holiday and a happy, happy New Year. We will see you in 2018.